topic is the mighty seed. Yes, seed. Every plant comes up from a seed. Yesterday we looked at the egg and the chicken. And what is an egg in animal kingdom is a seed in the natural kingdom, that is the tree and the bushes. So today we are going to look at how mighty the tiny whiny seed is, and we'll go with the seed of a peepal tree. A peepal tree is called as Ashwatha in Sanskrit. Ashwatha meaning the tree where you can tether the horses. If you tether the horses during the night under the peepal tree, in the morning you find them to be much more refreshed. The reason being, peepal is supposed to throw out more oxygen or give out more oxygen than any other tree known. However, coming back to the story, the mighty seed, the seed of the peepal tree. What does the seed do? How is the seed created, and how are we related to the seed? That is what we will see today. The seed itself is considered to be Brahma, or to be considered to be created by Brahma. The sprout that comes out represents Ganpati, because it is removing obstacles and coming out to germinate. Then the atmosphere that is there, the surroundings from inside as well as outside, are represented by Vishnu. Then the tree grows, or the small sprout grows into a tree. The stem is represented by Shiva, because it is endless, and the stem goes on increasing from both sides, top as well as bottom. At the bottom it increases as roots, at the top it increases as branches and leaves, and from both places it derives nourishment for the stem, and the stem is unending growth, unending development and growth of the plant, which is Shiva, and the root and the leaf system is the Vishnu. Vishnu also is the surrounding soil or surrounding itself, because the surroundings support the tree in its growth. The rain is Indra or Varuna. Varuna also is water body, that means lakes, rivers or the sea also represent Varuna. Then Agni is the Mekhala or the electric spark. Wind energy is Vayu, and all other gods are around it, and they are supporting its growth. Then we come to the Devata. Devata are supporting the growth and development of the plant in whatever way possible. After that comes the Dev or Dev and Asura, or Sura and Asura. Now Sura and Asura are not contradictory terms. They are the same terms, and they are applied differently. Sura are the one who look after sustainable development. At the same time, Asura are the one who try to drag out much more than what is sustainable. So at the same time you can be Sura as well as Asura. The example is birds. Birds use the tree as a shelter. They eat the fruits and they distribute the seeds. In this case they are Sura. If they indulge in wanton disposal, like it happens in terms of grain, large crowds of birds destroy grain, that is Asura behavior. Or what we call as Toil Dhad, Sharabha, Sharabha behavior is called as unsustainable behavior, which is Asura. Then we come to the Devata, that is Deva, Daitya, Danav and Rakshasa. Daitya are the children of Diti, Danava are the children of Danu, and Rakshasa is a separate category of people staying in the forest dwellers. But all these three or even all these four are highly material oriented. At the same time, the difference between them is the sustainability and development. How much you develop, how much you consume, what is the balance? If the balance is positive, you are a Devata. If the balance is not positive, then you are moving towards Daityahood or Danavhood or Rakshashood. Then we come to people tree. People tree is called as Ashwatha, as we talked. In English also it is called as Ficus religiosa. And one of the interesting things about people tree, and it is considered to be a religious tree. The reason being, it has got the maximum life force amongst all flora and fauna. You will see that people seed has the capacity to sprout anywhere and everywhere. Even when it is dry grass or complete black stone or a crevice in a wall or a small place next to a iron pipeline, you will see people tree grows from there. It also grows on the branches of other trees before falling down and getting a root in the soil. So it grows anywhere and it grows to any length. So that is because of its life energy or the free will, and the free will which is maximum in people. So we worship people, in the sense we worship Ashwatha Vriksha to enable us to get some of that life energy, some of that perseverance or some of that strength. And another thing, that the seed itself shows the whole cycle of life contained within it, and when it is sprouting, it sprouts to make a complete food cycle, and on these cycles the world is sustained. And here the concept of Yat Pinde Tat Brahmande applies. Whatever is inside the seed today, after 30, 40, 50 or 100 years, you are going to see enlarged nature of whatever was there in that inside that seed. You are going to see the enlarged nature, and in that enlarged nature you will see thousands of more seeds also having the potential of enlarging to that extent. So that is the principle of Yat Pinde Tat Brahmande or Yat Brahmande Tat Pinde. As it is in the microcosm, so is it in the macrocosm. So the whole divinity can be explained with just the example of a seed, and that is the beauty of ancient wisdom. Namaskar.